Welcome back. You are still watching the Conversation Committee from TV360 here in Lagos, Nigeria. My name remains Nelson Ekudimana. I see here with me in the studio comrade Azar Kolade Olokoba. Comrade Olokoba, thank you for staying with us on the program today. Much. Yes, the next topic we are looking at today, we are looking at the issue in Rivers State. Recently, the governor of Rivers State was captured in a public event where he told his supporters to shift their confrontational style, that they are making matters worse for him. We are looking at how do we restore democracy to a democratic rule to Rivers State that is in suspension for 6 months by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in line with his constitutional powers in order to avert an economic, disaster that was staring us all in the face because of the political crisis engineered, aided, and abetted by the suspended governor, similarly Fubara, who aborted the legislature in the state and ruled like a dictator. That was what the Supreme Court, that was how the Supreme Court described him, that there was no government in Rivers as at then because it was just one man ruling at his whims and caprices, which was in total violation of our constitution. We also saw the Minister for FCT, His Excellency Nyesom Wike, also did a media interview where he said he affirmed, like we have heard, that Fubara is reaching out. And but if you look at the facts on the ground, I watched Fubara at the program for late Pa Edwin Clark.
Yeah.
I also watched the interview for the Minister for FCT, Nyesom Wike. And for me, I want to believe strongly that the person that needs to make peace most, who is the one at the receiving end, is the suspended governor.
Of course, you are right. Because as it is now, is the one that has been thoroughly decimated by his own making.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, he did it. Nobody pushed him. He undid himself.
The moment he did that to the parliament, an arm of government, I knew that this man may not likely end well as the governor of Rivers State. So, and he didn't reflect on what he did. We thought he did it momentarily that, what did I do? Begin to reverse his step. He didn't.
He didn't.
He became so
more brutal,
yeah,
more
but he was becoming more confident that he began to do more and more things. After that, he didn't take budget to the
yes, there was no parliament.
Then he cut ties completely with his
benefactor. Yes, his benefactor.
Which is everywhere in the world. Andrew Carnegie, John D. Rockefeller, the Clintons, the Bush in America, they play a role in who becomes, and they mentor them.
Mentorship is part of life.
When Papa Enauro wanted to move the motion for independence, Awolowo was sitting behind him. So you call that the Godfather too?
Yes.
And which is Godfather?
Of course.
So I don't know where we get it from, where that you say that people should not be mentored. People should just imagine. In the life of people, you want to put 10 million people in the life of an individual.
An individual.
And you say you should not be mentored.
You should not be mentored.
Till tomorrow, Tinubu still calls some people for consultation.
Absolutely.
And that is why he didn't leave Lagos alone.
Yes, now.
He will guide Fashola.
Even former President Muhammadu Buhari, as a president, now, just like you have said, he was still taking consultation. He was still going to some people that what do I do here?
Yes. Even if Tinubu goes to meet Buhari, Buhari will still consult.
Yes, because we have
what do we do?
Yeah, we are Africans, and we have this saying that yes. You cannot have the wisdom of the elders. There are some people who came before you.
The young people might be vibrant,
they have seen life more than you.
So, in the case of Fubara, he thought he can go it alone. And in every crisis, there are beneficiaries.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Just like in the oil,
but sector, when the chips are down, you bear your cross alone.
He's bearing his cross alone now. Yes. In the history of this country, if he didn't come back, it would be the most disgraced governor out of office, because he had all the things to succeed. Your state is prospering.
Yes.
Nothing. Just have your mentor discuss with him and see if he makes.
Ogasio, this is what we are planning to do.
That's okay.
He's not going to direct you how to go because you are an adult.
I heard later that it was the same person that Wike was trying to protect from being decimated by people who doesn't want him to become a governor. So, is it the same person Wike was protecting that time before he became the governor? So, it's the same person that behaved like that. That's not fair. It's not. You don't treat your mentor like that. We're not talking and say. We are not saying that the pocket or rivers should be handed over. That's what we're saying.
Absolutely not.
But someone who navigated the rivers for 8 years, you said that should not have an input in
what becomes after him.
No.
Nobody can allow it. Let's we must be honest.
Like you have said,
sincere
you
when
are
we are talking about
very correct when you said that the situation on ground now, it is Fubara that is injured thoroughly. Politically is the one the most injured. So if he wants the situation to go away, he must be willing to be completely humble.
Yes, he must go the whole hog.
There's here an air of arrogance in him. One, you are not willing to talk to Wike until you are impressed to. You don't want to talk to members of the family and say the way he even discouraged his followers. He said that you have to persuade them because there's something they see in you. That's why they follow you, even with his money.
Yes.
Even if it's because there's a benefit.
Yeah.
Even if because there's a Good Friday every Friday for them.
Yeah.
There's a reason.
There's a reason.
So you have to placate your followers. And it is the same spirit that he also insulted Wike. You don't discard people like that. So, and that's why I blame Wike. He didn't give him that tutelage very well. Because for him to behave like this, don't you lecture him about the complexity of governance? Don't you tell him that the road might be, so that he will be prepared? But, and you know, there's something you will always disagree with me.
But wait, Comrade Lokoba.
Like in Kwara now.
Before you go
the governor of my state is a businessman throughout his life. But he's not behaving like as a governor. He's running affair in Kwara as if he's running his own oil company. And that's why INEC should give all these people political education. All the benefits he inherited when he became the governor in Kwara. They fought him, Lai fought him, Bemsola fought him. Even Salu Mustafa, Lukman Mustafa, everybody have become his enemy. So that's why, see, INEC needs to educate these people.
INEC doesn't have that powers under the. That's what I'm saying.
That power must be there. That that's what I'm advocating.
Yes, that's INEC does not have it
now. There must be that legislation to give INEC that power to educate them. But if you want to become the president, if you lose this election, that's not the end of your life. You must be willing to become a progressive opposition. Even if you now win, don't decimate your opposition. That should be that given that so that you keep reminding them. Whether it's our duty at civil service, I don't know. Maybe it's our duty.
I believe
or maybe it's duty of Nigeria. I don't know.
I believe there are institutions of states that when you get into public office,
protocol.
You are made to undergo some tutorials.
It's protocol,
yes.
Not a political
so
pressure.
If you see,
it's majorly protocol.
Yeah, but even as at that, the character the attitude a lot of us exhibit is what we come from our homes. So if we are talking about a Fubara today that is at the receiving end, you expect that those actions he took, those unconstitutional and illegal actions he took, he should have learnt
during those periods.
Yes, even when he was, because from the records, he was once the Accountant General of Rivers State.
Okay.
So for you to hold that key position in a state, it means you have passed through
certain tutelage.
Yes. So you don't expect him to have behaved the way he behaved.
Maybe we should be more conscious than that. We should be more deliberate in that. More deliberate about it. See, in the last 5 years, the most bashed governor of any state is Sanwo-Olu, but he maintained his camp. He's responsible for everything that is not his business.
Of course.
COVID-19, not his business.
Yes.
NSAS, he maintained his camp. He didn't misbehave. There was the late governor of Oyo State. When he was talking, he said, "We are the constitutional authority." May his soul rest in peace. But he didn't see Sanwo-Olu behaving like that.
So, Ajimobi. Late Ajimobi. Abiola Ajimobi, yes.
So Fubara needs more political education. And if he goes to come out of this, he needs to go and sit down with somebody so that people will teach him how to navigate it. He has to be extremely humble and be willing to concede.
Well, you can't put it better than that. Like Comrade Lokoba, like you have rightly said, we are more interested in the return of constitutionalism to Rivers State. We recognize the necessity why the state of emergency was declared, even though some parties are in court today and they are seeking the judicial interpretation of that action. But we on the conversation, Nelson Ekujimi, I stand behind President Bola Ahmed Tinubu because it was a political crisis that was degenerating into an economic crisis. And
Yes.
as the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, who is responsible for the security and welfare of Nigerians, he cannot allow any part of Nigeria to go up.
He took the right decision.
He took the right decision. He took a presidential decision. And on that we stand. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is how far I want to go today on the conversation. We've had a very beautiful conversation. We have two beautiful conversations. Till we come your way again next time, please consider to watch the conversation on TV 360 here in Lagos, Nigeria. Have a great day. Bye-bye.